Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in. Let's go, baby. Let's go, chat. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in action here for our second race of the evening, the final race here of the weekend here for the Montana iRacing League, as practice coming to a close. Our first heat race of the evening here for these 305 sprint cars about to get underway as these drivers loaded into the sim and looking for a win here this evening, as we'll get them all lined up and ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go to battle here again this evening for another night of hard racing action, as we'll get them all loaded into the sim and looking for the win here. Heat race number one about to get underway as these drivers gonna get loaded in down pit side here and ready to rock and roll for our first heat race of the evening. Woo! Chat, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a ton of fun right here. We're going to be in for an absolutely amazing, amazing race, an amazing broadcast here once again on PeaceMaker Gaming, as these 305 sprint cars, these things mean business, and these guys, they mean some serious action out there on the racetrack, and we're ready to see this all unfold here in front of us. As starting on the pole in the 1H, that is Vernon Hill to his outside. In the 85 ride, that is Patches Be Fast. Starting in position number 3 in the 43W, that is Terrell Wheeler into his outside. In the number 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy. Starting in position number 5 is the 86 of Patrick Lemire to his outside, that is Maurice Meyer. Then we see Merlin Sorensen bringing up the rear of the field in the 307 machine, as 7 drivers ready to rock and roll here for heat race number 1 here with the 305 sprint cars. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. We're ready to go to battle. We're ready to duke it out here in this one. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a very, very good time, and we are in for one heck of a treat here this evening. One heck of a treat. One awesome, awesome race. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a ton of great racing action, and we are ready to see these drivers go to battle here this evening. It's nice and easy out of corner number 4. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose, and we're going to get ready to go to battle here in this one. This is going to be a good time. This is going to be a lot of fun, chat. This is going to be a ton of fun as these drivers are ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go to battle. Yo, Casey, Mr. Durant coming in with the 50-star dono. Casey Durant with the heart reaction as well. Sean Stevens coming in with the like on the stream. Cody Andrew coming in with that like on the stream as well, as Vernon Hill out in front, leading us down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. He is going to lead lap number 1 here on the evening for the 305 sprint cars. Terrell Wheeler right there in position number 2 of Warren Samoy. They're in third in the West Side Signs and Designs. Norwood Sim Sports, House of Speed, number 77 machine. Is that 3D racing ride? They're in the third position. He's got the Montana iRacing League. BBI, number 86 of Patrick Lemire. They're behind him in position number 4 and looking for more. Merlin Sorensen there in 5th with Patches Be Fast. Maurice Meyer right there in position number 6. And then, unfortunately, Brian Wax off the racetrack, our admin here, showing on the booth here, but he's up there in the admin booth making all the tough calls up there, making sure these drivers stay out there and keeping their head on and keeping it cool out there and giving out all the penalties that we need to give out. Joycelyn coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction, says hi, lovely, or hey, lovely, hey, how are you? How you doing this evening? Joycelyn coming in, showing the love here in this one, as Vernon Hill out in front, continuing to lead the way. Terrell Wheeler right there in position number 2. Warren Samoy there in third, as Patrick Lemire trying to hunt down our top 3, trying to work himself a little closer to the front of the field. Merlin Sorensen rounding out our top 5 is Maurice Meyer right there in that 6th position. Patches Be Fast back there in 7th. Unfortunately, sliding backwards here for our outside pole sitter here. The 85 ride struggling a little bit here in the 305s. As out in front, Vernon Hill starting to stretch out his lead now about 3/4 of a a second above that number 43 ride of Terrell Wheeler, as Wheeler starting to get some pressure here onto his back push bar. As here comes Warren Samoy and Patrick Lemire trying to hunt down our second place driver, Terrell Wheeler. Wheeler trying to hold them off as another lap getting clicked off the board there by Vernon Hill, as Hill out in front just trying to keep that distance, trying to keep these drivers at bay. 7/10 between himself and the 43 is a big run down low for the 77 ride of Mr. Warren Samoy, as the yellow flag is going to fly here in caution flag number 1 in heat race number 1, as it looks like Merlin Sorensen and Maurice Meyer unfortunately going to come together here. Meyer down low, Sorensen right through the middle, and it looks like they're just going to come together there off of quarter number 2. They get tied together up into the outside fence, and sideways stop there on the racetrack as the 85 coming right at him. The caution flag will be displayed, so that means we'll get them stacked up here and ready to rock and roll for a very short run to finish off heat race number 1, as the one ride of Vernon Hill looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. He was about to see that white flag fly, only needed to hit that white flag and bring it home, and unfortunately the caution flag coming out right before then, and now it's going to get into the point of fuel mileage here possibly. Some of these drivers may be cutting it close on that fuel, and we may see drivers have some issues with that if they didn't have that extra couple laps of fuel left in these 305 sprint cars. They could be running into some trouble here this evening. Joyce Lee coming in with that heart reaction on the broadcast as well. Again, shout out to my boy Casey Duran. Casey coming in with a 50-star dono, setting it off here in this one. I appreciate you, Mr. Duran, coming in, showing the love again with the 50-star dono, setting it off here again this evening, as we'll get these drivers all loaded into the sim, and every one of them looking for a win here this evening, as in front, Vernon Hill showing the way, showing these drivers how to get it done in our second feature, or our second race of the evening here, as we already saw the pro late models out there on the racetrack. Those guys already went to battle, already went to war for a few laps in those late models, where we saw PJ Popham pick up the checkered flag, and Vernon Hill and 77 ride trying to have good runs here again in this one. Terrell Wheeler hopping in and into the action here in these 305 sprint cars, looking to have himself a good evening, as Warren Samoy came home in that third position in that race. The car right there behind him came home in second, so they're looking for some big runs here and looking to try to put themselves back onto the podium here for Warren Samoy and Patrick Lemire. The white flag has been displayed, so for the final time down the back straightaway here for the JR1 Motorsports number 1H, it's Vernon Hill picking up heat race number 1 in the 1H machine. The 5.6 graphics ride going to get it done here in this one. Terrell Wheeler, Warren Samoy, Patrick Lemire, Maurice Meyer, Patches Be Fast, Merlin Sorensen rounding out the field there in heat race number 1. As we'll get ready here for heat race number 2. Is heat race number 2 going to get loaded in down pit side, and we'll get ready to see who can try to pick up the win here in this one. And starting on the pole in the corn hub, PeaceMaker Gaming 28 machine, that is Cody Blix. To his outside in the 43C, that is Casey Durand. Starting in position number 3 in the 78 ride, that is Joseph Brooks. Into his outside in the 33Z, that is the 33 machine of Luke Zampich. Starting on the inside of row number 3 in the WB Crave Designs, Pacer Signs and Designs number 32 ride, that is Pacer Popham. Into his outside in the number 37 machine, that is Joey Price. Starting in position number 7, it's the 2 ride, the Pacer Signs and Designs, Dusty Popham Realty. Number 2, that is PJ Popham. And bringing up the rear of the field in the 50 machine, that is Caden Back. So 8 drivers ready to rock and roll here in heat race number 2, as Cody Blix and Casey Duran going to bring us down to the green flag here next time by the start-finish line. My boy Brian Waxer coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Brian? Brian coming in, setting it off here in this one as well, coming in with that love here in this one, as thick Nurple, Thick Nurple coming in with a follow over there on Twitch. Thick Nurple, welcome to the PeaceMaker family. Welcome to the PeaceMaker Crew. Smashing that follow button as we are green flag racing here from Eldora Speedway as quickly Cody Blix out in front, looking to try to open up a lead here between himself and Casey Durand and Luke Zampich. As Zampich down low, a little bit of contact, around goes Zampich. Zampich upside down, so does in the 43 ride as the caution flag is going to fly here quickly in heat race number 2. And a ton of damage there for Luke Zampich as things getting a little bit tight down here off of quarter number 4. And unfortunately, the 33Z going for a ride. Gets loose right there, and then 3 wide up there in front of him as the 43 of Casey Durand and the 78 of Joseph Brooks get tied together. Luke Zampich nowhere to go, gets turned around. Here comes the 32 ride of Pacer Pompam to clean him out as he goes upside down, and for quite a bit of a ride, the 37 going to get a big piece of him there as well, and see all those wings flying off of that 33 ride, and now making that thing a wingless sprint car, and unfortunately a lot of damage on that 33 machine as we'll jump right on board here and see what he sees from the cockpit of this 33 ride. Oh, that's how quickly she happens. That's how quickly the cookie crumbles here in this one. As tons of damage for that 33 ride as he's down pit side. One driver that was able to keep it clean and being able to stay out in front, that's Cody Blix, but one driver able to work himself through all that action and work himself up into position number 2. It's the 2 ride of PJ Pompam coming from the outhouse to the penthouse here from the 7th starting position. Now finds himself in position number 2 with Pacer Pompam, Caden back right there in 3rd and 4th. Joey Price, Joseph Brooks, Casey Durand, and Luke Zampich rounding out the field here in heat race number 2 as Cody Blix gonna look for that green flag once again. Yo, Amanda coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Amanda? Amanda coming in, smashing that thumbs up here in this one as Thick Nurple says, top tier streamer, you should be known, worldwide type shit. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We wish. I wish. You know, I wish. You know, we got pushed out to a lot more stuff. Unfortunately, it takes time. It takes time, and so hopefully someday we'll get there. Hopefully someday, and it'd be pretty awesome if we could. That would be pretty awesome. I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't mind having a couple thousand fans in the stands here cheering these drivers on each and every night of the week here as we do see that 33 ride of Luke Zampich rolling back out onto the racetrack here as Luke gonna get back into line here and he's gonna get ready to rock and roll once again as we'll go back to green flag racing. It's the Corn Hub 28 ride of Cody Blix looking for the green flag, this time down at the quarter number 4. PJ Pompam, one tough cookie in these 305 race cars. Is going to be a tough car to try to beat and keep behind him, but the 28 with the good restart there, getting a great launch and open up a couple car length distance here between himself and that 2 machine, but PJ Pompam trying to storm right there to his inside as PJ looking for the lead down in quarter number 3. Can't pull the trigger on the slide job as he's going to try to go door to door with the 28 ride down into quarter number 1 as Cody Blix going to stay out in front. He bobbles ever so slightly as PJ Pompam going to jump up and take this race lead away, but he's going to be giving it back here as the caution flag flies once again. Looks like Joseph Brooks and Joey Price having some issues here deeper in the field as we'll take a look at it here as just down low the 78 looking for a good run underneath of the 37, and he's getting a little tight there down on corner entry, and unfortunately they come together hard into the inside wall. Goes that 78 right at Joseph Brooks, and some pretty good damage there for Joe as unfortunately there's nowhere for him to go trying to roll that inside lane. The 37 kind of comes down and nowhere for him to make the move to try to stay off of that 37 ride. Barely gets a good look at it there. Just nothing he could do, and a tough break there for himself and the 37 at Joey Price as We get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as the Corn Hub ride going to get back out in front. So Cody Blick's going to be the control car once again on the restart as PJ Popham unfortunately did not lead a lap there. Had to go back across the start-finish line as the race leader to be the control car here. So he'll give that lead back up to the 28. And Cody Blix will say thank you for that one and look to see if he can get another big restart here over that 2 machine and see if he can try to hold them off for the closing laps of this heat race as Pacer Popham right there in 3rd. Caden back holding on to 4th here, up 4 positions as well for that number 50 ride. Is then you see Casey Durand, the 78 rider, Joseph Brooks, who just got tied up in that wreck, Joey Price, and Luke Zampich still bringing up the rear of the field here as lights are off the official iRacing pace truck, and we'll go back to battle here in just a few more moments as what the is up, Joycelyn, says Cody Horton. Cody coming in showing the love. What's good, Cody? How are you, brother? Cody coming in showing the love, trying to keep that chat rolling over there on Facebook. I appreciate that, brother, coming in and showing the love here in this one as we are back to green flag racing. Cody Blakes with a good restart, but right there with him, the 2 ride of PJ Popham looking to build up that momentum and get a big run down the back straightaways. They try to go door to door, down into corner number 3, out at corner number 4, a little bit of a bobble, and PJ Popham is going to jump up and take this race lead away. So Popham didn't take him long to get to the front of the field, and here he is, now shot out of a cannon and looking to run away with it as Cody Blix trying to hold on to 2nd. Pacer Popham right there in 3rd. Casey Durant up into 4th as the yellow flag going to come back out in this one. Joseph Brooks having some more issues here in the 78 ride. We'll take a look and see what happened here as he looks to the outside of the 50 ride. Things get a little bobbled up there. He gets a little contact, and then the 50 gets into it with the 43. And Casey Duran down low shoots up the racetrack, and unfortunately right into the side of Joseph Brooks here. There's the contact between the 43 and the 50B, and just shoots him up the track right into the side of Joseph Brooks, and Brooks nowhere to go, gets up into that outside wall, goes upside down. A scary hit right there for Joseph Brooks. A couple big hits for that 78 ride here throughout the evening, and he's had 0 luck at all here on the night as we'll jump right on board and see what he sees here from the cockpit once again as just rolling up here on the high side. It's a little tight right there. Has to get onto the binders, and then all of a sudden, bam! Right into him and into that outside wall. And the last thing you want to see is a driver staring at the ground there upside down. And that is definitely not a face full of dirt you want to see. Joycelyn says, kick that ass. She says, kick that booty. She says, I love the sprints. Cody, not much, mate. Not much. Okay, that's good. That's good. Hey, you know what? Just in here enjoying some amazing racing action here on the evening as everyone loves the sprint cars. I mean, they're a handful to race on iRacing. They're a little bit crazy, but they are a lot of fun. They're a whole different breed of racing action with the open wheels and you know, the sprints and everything else. They're a little bit more different than what we normally see with, you know, street stocks or late models and UMP modifieds. But they can be a lot of fun, and we're going to see here in a couple, well, actually in a few days, Tuesday we see the micro sprints coming out, so a whole new ball game there with the micro sprints. We'll have to see what that's all about come Tuesday afternoon as we are green flag racing. Back here in this one, PJ Popham out in front as Dylan, my boy, this is heat race number 2, brother. This is heat race number 2 on the evening as PJ Popham out in front. Cody Blix right there in position number 2. Pacer Popham there in 3rd as Caden back. Casey Durant duking it out there for position number 4 and 5 with Luke Sampage, Joey Price, and Joseph Brooks rounding out our top 8. As PJ Popham out in front, going to see that white flag flying this time by the start-finish line one more time around here for PJ Popham as he's looking to run away with this 2nd heat race of the day. As PJ down through quarter number 3 and at a quarter number 4 for the final time here in heat race number 2, the 2 car to pick up the win here in the 2nd heat race. Cody Blix, Pacer Popham, Caden back, Casey Durant, Joey Price, Luke Zampich in the 78 ride. Fortunately there, down pit side for Joseph Brooks, coming home in the 8th position as Joe says, wow. He says, wow. Unfortunate breaks right there. Joe getting ran over and getting some hard contact there a couple times on the evening and some pretty heavy damage for that number 78 ride. Hopefully some better luck here throughout that feature event as we'll get ready here for our Casey's Dash Cash here on the evening for these 305 sprint cars. We'll get these drivers out onto the racetrack. I'm not sure how many they're taking in this one, as the Casey's Cash Dash presented by Casey Durand and Luke Zampich coming together to make this a $20 payday here for these drivers. It looks like we're going to take 4 cars this time. Only 2 heat races. 4 drivers will go to battle here for the Casey's Cash Dash. Vernon Hill out in front. Going to see that green flag fly here is Vernon Hill out in front. But I don't know what's going on here. Looks like they may try to get this one reset. They might try to get this one reset. Everyone line back up there is a little bit of a broken start as Vernon Hill out there on the racetrack. We see Cody Blanks. We see Terrell Wheeler rolling out there. We see Ward Samoy also out there on the racetrack. Is PJ Popham right there starting in that 2nd position. So we'll get them loaded up and ready to rock and roll here in this one. I mean, I do a little when the old lady is feeling it. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to do a little. Sometimes a little can mean a lot, you know. That's what it's all about right there. Dylan coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. I appreciate you, brother. Mr. Stevenson coming in, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we'll get ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to battle here in this one. As there we go. We had a couple of drivers not out on the racetrack yet for this Casey's Dash Cash is Warren Samoy and the 32 ride of Pacer Popham. Going to join this field here, looking for an extra payday here this evening, $20 to our race winner of the Casey's Dash Cash here this evening. As out in front, the 1H of Vernon Hill sees that green flag fly. Terrell Wheeler and PJ Popham try to track him down. Hill right there out in front, but here comes a big run down on the bottom side for the 43 machine of Terrell Wheeler as they're going to look to go 3 wide as PJ Popham going to shove it in even lower. Somehow or another, they didn't wreck each other down there through corner number 1 as PJ Popham working the inside lane now, trying to catch up to our race leaders. He jumps up into position number 2 as Vernon Hill continuing to lead the way. We get a great race here in this Casey's Dash Cash presented by Casey Durand and Luke Zampich as they came together to put the money in here for these drivers to try to earn an extra payday. As Vernon Hill looking for a little bit of a cash out right here in the 5.6 graphics JR1 machine as the 2 ride just slides up in front of him. Things going to get tight down here into corner number 3 as PJ Popham going to jump out in front. Popham out in front leading the way here in this Casey's Cash Dash, looking for the win here in back-to-back Cash Dashes, looking to try to actually back-to-back. This is the 3rd one in a row for that 2 ride if I am mistaken, as he's looking for the win here in this one and that $20 payday down across the line there as Vernon Hill in tow. Terrell Wheeler right there in 3rd. Warren Samoy there in 4th. And then you see Cody Blakes and Pacer Popham rounding out our top 6 here as PJ Popham out at corner number 4. I do believe going to see that checkered flag here and picking up the win here for the 2nd time this evening in the Casey's Cash Dash. It's all PJ Popham as Popham able to get it done here in this one. As Vernon Hill there in 2nd. Now we see one driver going up into the outside fence right there. That is the 43 machine of Terrell Wheeler with some heavy damage as the rest of the field going to roll out onto the racetrack as here comes Luke Zampich going to roll out there. The 85 going to roll out onto the racetrack. Merlin Sorensen and the rest of the field going to jump out there for a warm-up session now, but it's all PJ Popham in the Pacer signs in the designs. Pacer or Dusty Popham Realty number 2 ride picking up back-to-back Casey's Cash Dashes as the flawless auto body ride, looking very, very fresh out there on the racetrack and looking very strong here again this evening in these 305s. All right, let's see if we can pull this number 2 ride up into the broadcast booth here for a quick little bit of an interview here once again. Let's see if we can get PJ up here for a quick little shout out here with the Casey's Cash Dash. Hey PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I gotcha.
EJ back-to-back Casey's cash dashes, putting some extra cash into your pocket here as you're looking very, very strong, looking very fast here once again in that 2 run here, the 305 sprint cars. How are you feeling out there on the racetrack after picking up that win?
You know, feels good. That's a pretty good weekend. It's $60 we made from that stuff. So, like I said earlier, if you're going to pick a weekend to win the cash dashes when there's bonus cash, isn't a bad time to do it.
Absolutely. Extra $60 goes a long way today, and you know, being able to get that extra bit of money in your back pocket, knowing that you got a fast car here is gonna get your momentum, and you're feeling pretty good out there on the racetrack here. How you feeling with this feature event coming up here at you with a lot of fast cats out there on the racetrack? We saw Burden Hill running it very strong right there. We saw Brown Wheeler sticking with you. As a couple tough competitors out there on the racetrack. Gonna be tough to keep behind you here throughout the evening.
Yeah, we'll have to get a good start where we're going to start P2, so a good start on the outside of the 1 will be key here, you know. Maybe we can jump out to an early lead, and it's always easier to be up front than it is in traffic, so.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing it all unfold here in just a little bit. PJ, congratulations with the Casey's Cash Dash win here in the 305 sprint cars, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth once the dust settles.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the 2 ride of PJ Popham picking up Casey Duran's Casey's Dash Cash there in this one. Picking up his 3rd cash dash of the weekend here, stealing all of Casey Duran and Luke Sampich's money that they put up here for these drivers. He's able to snag 3 of those here on the weekend. The 4th one going to the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire, as Lemire out there on the racetrack getting some practice in here as well in that Auto Works Repair and More BBI Montana iRacing League number 86 ride, looking to have himself another good run here, trying to pick up his 3rd checkered flag here, his 3rd feature win of the weekend. But he's got a lot of fast cars out there on the racetrack, one of them being PJ Popham, who's looking to do exactly what that 86 ride did last night, which is back-to-back wins here in both of these feature events. He's looking to try to get his 2nd one of the evening, as it's all 2s here for that 2 ride of PJ Popham. As we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth here for a quick little warm-up session. These drivers are going to jump out there onto the racetrack. They're going to get some warm-up in, and we're going to get a quick drink, and we'll get ready to rock and roll here with our A-Main feature event in just a few more moments. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere, as you don't want to miss our feature event happening here in just a few more minutes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As we're going to get these drivers lined up down pit side behind our official iRacing pace truck. We're going to get ready to rock and roll here in this one. It's rocking and rolling and starting on the pole. It is the 1H machine, the JR1 machine, the 5.6 graphics ride. That is a Vernon Hill. To his outside in the Red Line Design Company, Pacer Signs and Designs, Dusty Popham Realty Flawless Auto Body. Number 2, it's PJ Popham. Starting in position number 3 in the 43, it is Terrell Wheeler, and to his outside in the Peacemaker Gaming Corn Hub number 28 machine, that is Cody Blixt. Starting in position number 5 in the 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy in the 3D Racing Norwood Sim Sports House of Speed machine. They're in position number 5. To his outside in the number 32 is the Pacer Signs and Designs Bite Motorsports number 32. That is Pacer Popham. Starting in the 7th position in the 86 ride, it is the Auto Works Repair and More BBI Gear Grabbers Garage Montana iRacing League's number 86 of Patrick Lemire. To his outside in the 50B, that is Caden Back, and starting on the inside, a row number 5 in the 9th position, it is the West Side Signs and Designs ride. That is the 57 of Maurice Meyer, and to his outside in the Apex Sim Racing number 43, that is Casey Durand. Starting in the 11th position in the 85 ride, that is Patches Be Fast, and to his outside in the 37 ride, that is Joey Price. Starting in position number 13 in the 307, that is Merlin Sorensen. Actually, Sorensen there in the 12th position. Luke Zampich to his outside, starting there in the 14th spot and bringing up the rear of the field in the 54 machine. It's the BBI ride. That is Joseph Brooks. 15 drivers ready to rock and roll here as Vernon Hill, nice and easy, down and out of corner number 4. He's going to see that green flag fly as we are back to racing action here at Eldora Speedway. As the green flag in the air, Vernon Hill out in front, but here comes PJ Popham with the slide job down through 3 and 4. The crossover, but it's the 2 ride of PJ Popham going to jump up in lead lap number 1 here in this one. Vernon Hill trying to battle strong here down low as Hill working to the inside, looking for a slide job possibly here through 3 and 4, but they're going to go door to door. Down across the line again is PJ Popham, still just edging out in front over that one machine of Vernon Hill. Cody Blixt right there in third as Terrell Wheeler back there in position number 4 and looking for more. Pacer Popham in that 5th position as Patrick Lemire and Warren Samoy back there behind him. Maurice Meyer, Casey Durand, and Caden Back rounding out our top 10 early on in this one as PJ Popham now starting to open up a bit of a lead here. This number 2 ride looking to try to run away with this one as Vernon Hill trying to hold off the 28 ride of Cody Blixt as Blixt right there in position number 2 trying to keep that 28 ride. The Corn machine there in the podium position, number 3 on the racetrack. Terrell Wheeler trying to track him down. It's a good battle back here for that 5th position as you see the 86 and the 77 right there in the mix of things as the 50 or the 86 having to get onto the binders there ever so slightly as he almost got a big piece of that 32 ride as you see the 77 award. Samoy just nothing, biting down low here, having to roll up to the high side into the middle here, looking for a big run. Out at corner number 2 is Maurice Meyer trying to join that battle for that 5th position on the racetrack. As here comes that 86 as Patrick Lemire going to jump up and clear that 32 ride. Up into position number 5 is Cody Blixt and Terrell Wheeler now battling door to door here for position number 3 on the racetrack. As you see Patches Be Fast slow on the racetrack trying to get himself down pit side here, going to try to get that down pit lane. There you go, he's going to find pit road. No caution flag for the 85 ride after a tough break, but there is the caution flag going to fly. It's like Terrell Wheeler having some issues. Patrick Lemire, Pacer Popham may have all gotten tied up in this one as Terrell Wheeler still battling with the 28 machine of Cody Blixt. And Blixt gets a piece of the wall, then gets a piece of the 43, which puts the 43 up into the fence and then collects the 86 and the 32 ride. Heavy damage on all 3 of those cars after just ever so slightly contact there between the 43 and that 28 as they go door to door down through 3 and 4. Looks like the 28 just going to bounce it off the wall ever so slightly right there. Comes down the racetrack. The front bumper and the back bumper hit each other there into corner number 1. Unfortunately, it just puts the 43W up into the outside fence. And as he's trying to correct it and trying to get it off the fence, he's going to wash down into this 86 ride. And a big hit right here for the 86. It's going to knock him sideways and straight up the racetrack here for Patrick Lemire as he gets hard up into the wall. Almost going airborne there as that car just hauled right into that outside fence. Heavy damage for him. And then you saw that 32 nowhere to go there, as well as Pacer Popham drives right into the side of that 43 machine. As we'll take a look here on board with the unfortunate break there for Pacer Popham, as we'll jump right on board here with Pacer and see what he sees from the cockpit as he sends it into corner number 1, just hoping for a good run, trying to work himself up towards the top 5, and then 43 just right there in front of him. Looks like Maurice Meyer going to get a little damage out of that as well in the 57 ride. It's a couple big hits, and unfortunately, that's going to stack this field back up, and PJ Popham probably did not want to see that one as Vernon Hill right back to his outside. Maurice Meyer, Warren Samoy now to his back bumper as you see Casey Duran, Merlin Sorensen now there in the 5th and 6th position. Joseph Brooks up into 7th here, working himself up through the field. There's Patrick Lemire, Pacer Popham, Luke Zampich rounding out our top 10. Cody Blake's back there in the 11th position with Terrell Wheeler there in 12th, and Caden back there as well, as you do see the 37 of Joey Price looking for possibly a wave around here. Doesn't look like he's going to get it, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. I don't think he needed the wave around, as he's just going to get in line here and ready to rock and roll. So the green flag about to come back out here for these drivers, as things are looking up here for these guys. Things are looking very, very fresh out there on the racetrack. Is already 10 laps in and already 30 laps left to go as we are back to Green Flag Racing. PJ Popham back onto the lap pedal, looking to try to run away with this one. Vernon Hill right there in 2nd. Warren Samoy there in 3rd, as here comes Maurice Meyer. Merlin Sorensen up inside the top 5. It's contact! Around goes Joseph Brooks in the caution flag. Going to come back out, and a bad night gotten a little worse right there for the 78 machine, as he's been tied up in quite a few incidences there, as unfortunately just gets super loose through the slick stuff, washes down the racetrack over the nose here of the 86 of, fortunately there, of the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire, as they get tied together. Patrick's able to keep his car pointing in the right direction. A quick little loop-de-loop there for the 78 ride, but our flagman getting a good look at that one quickly, throwing that caution flag, and unfortunately looked like some pretty good contact there as well for the 43 machine, as I think he gets some pretty hard contact here up into the outside fence again, as Terrell Wheeler nowhere to go, gets contact right there. You see that car up onto no wheels on the ground there, and going for a loop-de-loop there himself after hard contact with that 86 ride. And then Cody Blick's going to come in here and hit him again and just shear that right front tire right off that car. And a tough break there for that 43 ride after a couple big hits. And definitely not the way he wanted this feature event to go here for himself. As we'll stack him up, rack him up, we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing as PJ Popham continuing to lead the way here in this one. PJ out in front, Vernon Hill right there in position number 2 with Warren Samoy. There in 3rd, Maurice Meyer, Merlin Sorensen rounding out our top 5, as then you see Casey Durand, Luke Zampich, Patrick Lemire, Pacer Popham, and Cody Blakes rounding out our top 10, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. PJ Popham looking for another big restart as a couple more laps clicked off here, and a lot of laps left to go. Anything is possible. One mistake, one slip up, one wrong move can take you out of contention of this victory in a quick hurry. So everyone trying to just stay on their tippy toes and be prepared for anything that's thrown at them here this evening, as controversy and adversity gonna power through here all evening long. As that 2 ride of PJ Popham with a great restart down through corner 1 and 2. He's going to lead us down the back straightaway. Down into corner number 3 here as he looks to open up another lead between himself and Vernon Hill. Hill trying to stay right there with him as PJ Popham Going to click off another lap here in this one. Vernon Hill looking for some different lanes, looking for some big runs here into that JR1 5.6 graphics number 1 H machine as he's looking down to the inside here of the 2 ride of PJ Popham, trying to stay right there with them. He usually hangs with them here for a first couple of laps, and all of a sudden this 2 ride just finds a whole nother gear and starts to pull away, but Vernon Hill just continuing to hit his marks here, trying to run some very, very interesting lines here. Enters high, runs down the racetrack, and gets big runs off the corner here, getting a ton of momentum built up, coming down the hill and trying to stay right there with that 2 machine. But now, here you go. You see the 2 starting to open up that lead a little bit more as Hill making a little bit of mistakes here and there, and unfortunately giving up that time on the racetrack, and that 2 machine going to try to stay picture perfect here throughout the evening. Maurice Meyer right there in position number 3 is the 57 right up into that 3rd position. He stormed through the field here up 6 spots on the racetrack, going from the 9th starting position into position number 3, and he may not be done yet as he tries to hunt down that 1H of Vernon Hill and our race leader, PJ Popham. Warren Samoy there in position number 4 as Casey Duran right there to his outside as Duran trying to work himself up into the 4th position, and Patrick Lemire looking to try to work himself back up inside the top 5. Merlin Sorensen right there in the 7th position, up 6 spots on the racetrack here himself, started back in the 13th position, looking to bring it home here in that 7th spot on the racetrack is Pacer Popham, Cody Blix, and Joseph Brooks going to round out our top 10. Luke Zampich, Caden Back, Joey Price, Patches Be Fast, and Terrell Wheeler rounding out the field here is unfortunately Terrell Wheeler taking his 43 ride off the racetrack as you see the corn hub trying to work himself up and around the 32 as we see the caution flag coming back out here. Looks like Caden Back having some issues in the 50B as him and Joey Price battling back here deeper in the field. Looks like they're going to run out of room as the 50B goes for the slide job, and the 37 tries to cross him over. Unfortunately, just kind of jumps up and tail tags him down the back straightaway here, and heavy contact up into the outside wall for Caden Back as he gets up into that wall, goes upside down, and it's a heavy hit right there for that 50 ride. See the car up off all 4 wheels and up onto its side. There goes the top wing and sliding down the back straightaway upside down. Never a fun time as he's going to go up and around here a couple more times, going through the air. Help me, baby Jesus. Help me, Tom Cruise. I'm on fire, says the 50B ride as he goes for a wild ride there down the back straightaway. Luckily enough, lands it back on all 4 tires, but he's going to have to take that car down pit side for some heavy work as the caution flag coming out here for, I believe, the 3rd or 4th time here this evening as we'll jump right on board here with this 50B ride and just never a sight you want to see from inside the driver's helmet cam. It's a scary sight right there, and a tough break for the 50B ride as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Alrighty, as PJ Popham out in front, looking for this green flag down at a corner number 4 as the green flag back out into the air. A great restart that time for the 2 machine. As PJ Popham quickly onto the lap pedal, looking to build up this momentum, looking to try to open up his race lead here once again. Vernon Hill trying to stay right there with him as Hill can reset himself, trying to find that groove, trying to find that lane to try to jump up and contend with that 2 machine here in this one as Maurice Meyer right there in position number 3. Then you see Warren Samoy there in 4th as the 86 ride right there with him. Patrick Lemire looking to try to pick up another win here on the weekend. Picked up back-to-back wins in the Montana iRacing League last night, and coming home already with a solid 2nd place run in our late model series here moments ago, and looking to try to work himself up inside the podium here in these 305 sprint cars, looking for 4 trips down here into the broadcast booth this weekend. He's got a couple tough cookies though right there in front of him that he's got to try to jump up and beat as Maurice Meyer and Warren Samoy battling door to door here for position number 3 on the racetrack, just allowing PJ Popham and Vernon Hill to open up a good lead between them here as they continue to battle side by side. You see the 86 of Patrick Lemire poking his nose into that battle as he's going to take him 3 wide down the back straightaway. Does not get the good run he needed there out of corner number 3 as the caution flag is going to fly here once again. So the 43 ride of Casey Durand running into some issues here is him in the 307 ride duking it out here. Just things getting tight there off of corner number 4, and fortunately they get tied together up into the outside fence. Goes the 43C, and unfortunately Joseph Brooks getting a little piece of him right there as well. As just things getting tight down here right there. I don't think the 307 realized that the 43 was going to get a run to the outside. They kind of just get tied together and up into the outside fence they go here. Pretty heavy damage for both of those rides. We see Casey Durand only one wheel on the racetrack there as he goes airborne there for a hot second. Here comes the 78 ride. Fortunately, nowhere to go there for Joseph Brooks as he's going to go for a little spin there himself after that hard contact, trying to keep himself out of the wall and keep that car planted on all 4 tires. He's able to accomplish that, but unfortunately some more damage and another tough break here for that 78 ride as we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Dylan says, you still got the Casey's Cash Dash up? Yeah, it is what it is. It's not the Cash Dash anymore, but good shout out there for Casey Durand and the Casey's Cash Dash here in this one. We'll turn it off, but it's fine. Just a small little logo there, and you know, it's always good to have some, you know, some extra, you know, view time there for Casey, and obviously coming in, doubling that up with Luke Zampich coming on board here at the. Everything else is yes, sir. Love Casey. Love Casey. Everyone loves Casey. As again, shout out there to Casey Durand as our Casey's Cash Dash and Luke Zampich at Zampich Racing coming on board there to make that a double winner here for the weekend here, making that $20 a cash dash here on the evening as PJ Popham was able to pick up 3 of those. He's already picked up 1 checkered flag here this evening as well in our late model feature event. Here he is looking for the feature event win here in race number 2 on the evening as he continues to lead the way. PJ Popham out in front as Verdon Hill there in second, having himself a great run as Maurice Meyer, Patrick Lemire, Warren Samoy battling back here for position number 3 on the racetrack. Joseph Brooks, after that contact, though, able to keep that car out on the racetrack, and he finds himself there in position at number 6 as the caution flag going to come back out. It looks like Pacer Popham in the 32 ride, the WB Crave Designs ride, having some issues here himself as him and Luke Zampich going to get tied together and up into the outside fence, and then Joey Price going to get collected. Casey Durand getting a piece of that one as well as 32 ride going for a loop-de-loop there, and that will bring the caution flag back out here once again as there's some hard contact there between those two, and then 37 nowhere to go, the 43 nowhere to go as well as tough break there for those drivers getting tied together, and having a tough break there in corner number 1 is just right there, just comes up the racetrack to kind of get tied together there. The wheels starting to touch, and unfortunately heavy damage there for the 33, the 37, the 32, all having some tough hits right there in that one as we'll get them stacked back up, racked back up, and ready to go back to battle here once again as this 2 ride, I'm sure, doesn't want to see these caution flags continue to fly as Verdon Hill sitting back there behind him, seeing what he's doing, trying to learn and guessing, trying to get a good restart on the back bumper of that 2 ride of PJ Popham. PJ has to just keep on changing up these restarts, keeping that number 1 H ride, guessing out there on the racetrack, trying to keep him flat-footed when he hits that throttle to open up a bit of a lead and a little bit of an advantage here to keep that 1 H ride off his back push bar as you can see that 1 car getting a good run. And you know, Verdon, he's definitely not going to be a slouch out there on the racetrack. He's going to have the opportunity. He's going to take it. He's going to throw those slide jumps. He's going to try to jump up here and take that top spot away from the 2 ride of PJ Popham. So Popham has to mind his P's and Q's here in this one and keep that number 2 ride flawless on the racetrack. As there you go, a good restart, drives it down the racetrack there, down the hill, and a good run, quickly building up momentum as here comes Maurice Meyer. He's going to jump up into second as he makes a little bit of contact there with Verdon Hill. That's going to slide Hill now outside the top 5. It's Joseph Brooks looking to jump up there into that 5th position as PJ Popham out in front looking to run away with him. Maurice Meyer now up into second, and there's the 86 machine. Patrick Lemire looking to make it a 4-peat up here into the broadcast booth here this weekend. Looking for 4 trips up here on the podium here. Looking for a great evening of racing action here again tonight. Already came over the 2nd place finish. Would love to finish again up here on the podium, but so wouldn't Warren Samoy. and Samoy trying to track him down, and now probably a bit of a upset number 1 H ride of Vernon Hell as he's going to drive like a bat out of hell, trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field here as he was up in that second spot and kind of got a little contact there from the 57 ride. Probably not very happy with it as here you go. He's going to get a good run down low, looking for the slider in front of the 86. Couldn't quite pull the trigger right there as things were getting tight there. Is now up into the outside fence. The number 57 going to get some more contact. They're all going to get together there. The 1H hard up into the outside fence in heavy contact as Reese Meyer up into second here. Now the handling starting to fade away here on this 57. He sends it in to corner number 1, gets up into the outside wall, gets hauled in there, and then comes down the racetrack, gets a big piece of the 86 ride and a bigger piece of that 1H of Vernon Hill. I'm sure Hill definitely not going to be very happy with how this one has gone the last little while after a couple big hits here for that 1H machine. He's definitely not feeling the love here in this one as just looking to try to get a good night for the 5.6 graphics. 1H ride is here we go down the racetrack. Oh, we didn't want to play it that quickly. Let's try to play that back just a little bit here as down the racetrack off that outside wall, the 57 of Maurice Meyer cuts down over the nose there of the 86 of Patrick Lemire, and then the 1H not realizing what was happening there to his outside washes up the racetrack over the nose of the 57, then gets up hard into the outside wall, and some pretty heavy damage right there for Vernon Hill. Some pretty heavy damage there as well for Maurice Meyer and Patrick Lemire as Lemire stuck down there on that inside wall as couple big hits and a couple tough competitors getting taken out right there as that's going to put a lot of drivers to the back of the field as PJ Pompam continue to stay out in front, continue to lead the way. Warren Samoy able to dodge all that action right there into position number 2. And now Joseph Brooks, after starting at the rear of the field, finds himself there in position number 3. He may not be done yet, trying to get that 78 ride up to the front of the field. Casey Durant there in 4th. Merlin Sorensen now rounding out our top 5 as Patches Be Fast, Patrick Lemire, Maurice Meyer, Vernon Hill, Pacer Popham, Cody Blix, Joey Price rounding out our top 12 here on the evening as Luke Zampich, Caden Back, and Terrell Wheeler have all taken their rides off the racetrack. As we are back to Green Flag Racing here in this one, the 2 ride of PJ Popham with a great restart once again here with 9 more laps left to go. Looking to stretch out this lead, looking to try to run away from the rest of the field. As this time at a corner number 4, he's going to see 8 more laps left to go. As he's already out to a 7/10 of a second lead between himself and the West Side Signs and Designs 3D Racing House of Speed 77 machine of Warren Samoy. Is Warren right there in position number 2, and Joseph Brooks there in position number 3 is the 78 ride. Worked himself up onto the podium here, looking to try to keep that 78 ride up inside the top 3 here, looking to at least finish off the evening on a good note after a rough race so far for that 78 ride, getting tied up in a few wrecks there in his heat race and getting tied up in a few wrecks already here in this feature event, and somehow he finds himself up here in the top 3, looking for a great run on the evening as he's right there working to the back bumper of Warren Samoy, trying to pick up one more spot, trying to put himself up into position number 2. Is now Warren gets up into the outside wall, going to open up the inside here for the 78 ride of Joseph Brooks to jump up and into position number 2 here. That's exactly how he lost the podium finish there in the late models. Got up into the outside wall, and Warren Samoy was able to drive underneath of him and take that 3rd spot away from him there moments ago in our Pro Late Model Series here. And here he is giving payback to that 77 ride and picking up that 2nd position as of right now as a late race. Caution flag is going to fly. Looks like Joey Price having some issues here again in this 57 machine as Price, unfortunately, was sent it in here and just kind of gets a little loose off the outside wall there. Cody Blix getting in there, not expecting the 37 ride to get onto the binders, and unfortunately, as he did, just gets a piece of them, goes around with that 37 ride and helps the 37 ride go around here. As I think Joey was going to go around no matter what here himself, as seems send it in there. The rear end kicks out, and that car is Starting to go around right there. He's already pretty sideways. Unfortunately, Cody Blix coming in to finish him off and help him go around as they're going to spin around. And a close call here for the 85 ride of Patches Be Fast as he was able to cut right through the middle there and avoid both of those cars. As we'll see if we can jump right on board here with this 85 ride and see what he sees from the cockpit as he was able to bounce it off the wall, keep on rolling, but then able to keep it out of trouble here and just, woo! Things got tight in a quick hurry there for the 85 ride, and luckily enough, able to stay out of the carnage right there is Carol Brooks. Carol coming in, setting it off here again in this one with a 200-star dono. Big love, Carol coming in, setting it off here again. Says go Joseph, as Joseph Brooks there in position number 2. Looking very stout here in this one. The 78 ride always seems to have some good speed here in these 305 sprint cars. And late in this race, he finds himself in position number 2. PJ Popham now has a new driver back there behind him as he'll have to wait and see if he can keep Joseph on his toes here and keep him a little flat-footed on this restart. Is late in the race, we're back to green flag racing. A good restart there, getting a few car length lead down across the line for the 2 ride of PJ Popham. It's Popham out in front here with only 3 more laps left to go, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. Is Joseph Brooks looking to try to hold on to second. Warren Samoy trying to track him back down, looking to try to jump back up into position number 2 is Merlin Sorensen and Maurice Meyer right there battling for position number 4 on the racetrack. Maurice Meyer hard up into the outside fence here, slow on the racetrack. Next, see Cody Blix getting up into the outside wall there as well, trying to get around him as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for the 2 ride of PJ Popham. Is Popham down into corner number 3 for the final time here this evening. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. It's all PJ Popham as he goes back-to-back here this evening, picking up his 2nd win of the day here with the Montana iRacing League. As Popham going to park his number 2 machine up here in the Eldora Speedway victory lane. Joseph Brooks coming home in 2nd, and Warren Samoy right there in position number 3, but it's all PJ Popham here in this one, getting it done again, parking himself up here on the podium in that top spot. Once again, picking up another win on the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's see some checkered flags. Let's see some congratulations up in the chat here for some amazing racing action here all weekend long. These guys putting on one heck of a show for us. And if you guys enjoyed that racing action, hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our race winner and the rest of our top 3 finishers here this evening. Hey PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you.
PJ, man, mission accomplished here this evening. Back-to-back checkered flags here in our feature event after 3 Casey's Cash Dashes here this evening, or this weekend. A pretty good weekend here nonetheless, as you're able to pick up again another checkered flag here in this one of these 305 sprint cars. You're able to quickly jump up and take that lead away and then run away with it. But Verdon Hill putting the pressure there on your back bumper, and then obviously again another late race caution flag. You look back there, you see Joseph Brooks now on your back push bar. You know what was going through your mind late in this race, knowing that Brooks, Warren, Samoy were up inside the top 3 there and looking to try to jump up and knock you off the top spot.
Well, just thankful it was my teammate behind me this time. These late race cautions, they can really mix things up. But, knowing it's a teammate behind me, there's a little different expectation when you're racing each other. So I knew there wasn't going to be anything crazy. So just nail the restart and run my race.
Absolutely, you're able to nail those restarts perfectly here all evening long as you lead a lot of laps and park that 2 right back-to-back up here in victory lane at Eldora Speedway. PJ, a great run and a great drive here in these 305 sprint cars. Who would you like to thank for another great run and another solid performance here this evening?
Again, just thank all my teammates, Tommy, Joe, my dad, all my sponsors. Thank my fiance Katie, for letting me do this. It's bad enough we drive all summer in circles. She lets me do this, at home on a computer in the winter. So thank you for putting on the broadcast, and Casey and Luke for putting up the money again. That was a pretty good weekend, I'd say. $60 to come out here and race. And, thank you, thank Warren, thank the fans, everybody that puts us on and helps out.
Absolutely, brother. PJ, a great run and a great race here, and a great way to finish off the weekend here for you with back-to-back checkered flags here on a Saturday night in the Montana iRacing League. We'll see you back out there on the racetrack next Friday for 4 more races next weekend. PJ, we look forward to seeing you back in action, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth for a few more trips up here into Victory Lane.
Sounds good. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, PJ Popham, as he picks up the checkered flag here in this one. Back-to-back wins for that 2 ride here this evening as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 78 ride here this evening. Usually we see him in the 54, but here in the sprint cars, he is the 78 ride as we'll pull Joseph Brooks up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Joe, it's Aaron up here at the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Joe, man, a great run and a great drive here after a very up and down day here for you. We saw you get unfortunately tied up in a few wrecks there in your heat race. Then you get tied up in a few incidences out here in this feature event, but slowly but surely you're able to just keep that car under control, keep picking them off here. Some wrecks in front of you opens up the door for you to jump up into position number 3. Then we saw Warren get up into the outside wall just like we saw you do in the late models. As he got up into that wall, you were able to slide down underneath of him, make that pass, and jump up into position number 2 here and hold them off late in this race as you tried to hunt down your teammate PJ Popham late in this one. PJ was just in a different area code here again tonight in these 305 sprint cars. We got to feel pretty good being able to rebound and come home with a solid second place run here after your crazy start to this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Had some issues there in the heat race and didn't get to finish that, so we started dead last in the main, and feels pretty good to be able to run up through the field and finish second, become hard charger, and move all the way through the field. Wish we could have won it, but like you said, PJ was out there and in a different area code. I want to apologize to Warren for getting into him on that restart there. I didn't mean to. I wasn't expecting him to hit the wall for one and then slow down so much from it. So I apologize. And then, yeah, it feels pretty good.
Absolutely, as you basically take it from the outhouse to the penthouse here in this one, picking up 13 positions on the racetrack. A very, very strong 78 ride here this evening. Unfortunately, just not enough time there late in this race to be able to try to figure out a way to jump up there and contend with that 2 ride, but nonetheless, a strong run and a strong performance here tonight in this one. Joe, who would you like to thank for such a great run here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank my teammates, Tommy, PJ, Pacer. Those guys make it a hell of a lot better to race on this every night. All my sponsors, BBI, Helena Engines and Performance, the Bush Barn, Six Tile Construction, Missouri River Barbershop, AC Free Range CPA, you for putting on the broadcast, Warren for putting all this together, Luke and Casey for putting up money for the cash dashes. Everyone that makes everything possible. It's definitely a joy to be able to come and do this.
Absolutely, and it's always a joy for us up here on the broadcast booth to be able to watch you guys duke it out here, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times here throughout the weekend as you guys do a lot of racing action here Fridays and Saturdays and always putting on a great show for us. And another good show here tonight in this one as you're able to bounce back and drive it home here for a solid second place run. Joseph, congratulations on the second place finish here in this one. We look forward to seeing you back in action next weekend. Hopefully a little less contact for you, a little bit more good luck, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth a few more times next Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely. I think I recovered enough there through that feature that the contact I had with the outside wall at the end of that pro late model race didn't affect me. So hopefully less contact next week and we'll be up here.
Absolutely, brother. We look forward to seeing you out there, and we look forward to seeing you go to battle and trying to pick up a win here next weekend and everything else. Joe, congratulations on the great run, and we'll see you back here next Friday.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Joseph Brooks. As Brooks coming home here in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that number 78 machine here this evening. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the man with the plan, the master man, Mr. Warren Samoy, coming home here in position number 3. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth here once again for his post-race interview. See if we can get him in here. I got to drag him way down here as he's way down this list. Here we go. Hey, Warren, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Hey, hi again.
Hey, how are you? How are you, brother?
All
Another
right,
good
not
run.
bad.
Another good run. Another third place finish here for you, Warren. Take us through this one, man. As some crazy racing action here in the 305 sprint cars, and luckily enough, a couple doors opening up there for you. Find yourself in second, then you get up into the outside wall there. Ever so slightly, you slide back to third as Brooks was able to steal that one back away from you. Maybe a little bit of payback there for the late race move that you were able to make there on him in the late
Yeah, I guess I owed him that one. I was thinking that I even said that to myself or even out loud. Oh, shit, I just pulled a Joseph Brooks and got into the wall, and here he went by me, just like it happened in the late models. So, I don't know. It was a fun race. Yeah, we had a really good battle going there with Maurice and Vernon Hill and Patrick there for a while. And I think Maurice just got caught up in the outside wall, and I barely dodged that one. That was a big pile up there, and I got lucky to get through that. So, all in all, it was a fun night. We did good. I think we had 15 here tonight in the sprint cars, and I think 17 in the late models. So, good show.
Absolutely, another good show and another great weekend of racing action as you parked that 77 ride for the second time here tonight, up here in the broadcast booth and up on the podium. Warren, who would you like to thank for another great run and another strong performance out of that 77 machine?
I got to get my wife in there. Stacy, thank you very much for letting me get away with this. It's been a long season for her, for sure, and she's looking forward to the end of the Montana season. But we got 2 more weeks. I'm going to give her hell and see where we come out. Been fun so far.
Absolutely been a lot of fun, been a lot of great racing action here week after week after week, and we got a couple more weeks left of racing action here to be had. Warren, congratulations on the third place run here tonight in this one. Hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth a few more times next weekend.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too, bud. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Warren Samoy, coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there out of the 77 ride. As we're going to call it there on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in here throughout the evening for some great racing action. These guys put on a heck of a show and a heck of a drive here for us as Dustin Collins coming in with that like on the stream. Kara, Billy Tabor coming in, showing the love with the like on the broadcast as well. As that is going to do it here for us tonight in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you guys all back here tomorrow evening for our season championship, our championship 8 race of the Outcast Racing League tomorrow night, or for tomorrow evening at 4 o'clock Eastern Time for some NASCAR racing there from Las Vegas, I do believe. No, actually, I think we're at Talladega tomorrow night. So Talladega tomorrow for the Outcast Racing League. And then later on tomorrow evening, we'll head back to the dirt track for the Best of the Best Tour. And we'll see those drivers duke it out there again tomorrow night for another late race dirt track action here on PeaceMaker Gaming. But we're going to call it there. I'm going to head to bed. I'm going to be up early in the morning. So I will see you guys all back here tomorrow afternoon. Much love, peace and love. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your night. Much love.